Grow, Sell, and Retire is the podcast for the lazy overachiever. B.D. Dalton, author of True Gravity and Grow, Sell, and Retire, is here to give you his 25 years of secrets, tips, and systems to take your business to the next level. This is your chance to find out what is working in sales, marketing, and running your business. If you stop learning, you stop burning. Now, here's your host, BD, with today's GSR podcast.
Hey, Grow, Sell, and Retire listeners. This is BD Dalton here, bringing you Grow, Sell, and Retire. I think this is episode 71. They're just kicking along, so if you never get tired of my voice, which I doubt that anybody does, but if you want more stuff that hopefully is going to make you the lazy overachiever like me, I want to make sure that you have things in your toolbox, in your arsenal, and in your business, in your brain that make you feel like, you know what, I am a little bit more of a success today than I was yesterday, and that I've done it easily. So let me walk you through today. This week has just been one of those crazy weeks, and I ended it with a very interesting set of meetings that didn't feel good. That made it so that it was very difficult when you're looking at your life and how things are going. I know it's first world problems, hashtag, all that fun stuff. But in general, I don't like conflict. I don't like making people have a hard time. But I also know that there's things that are happening in life that you need to figure out where your teams are, who's going in the right directions, who has the same energy as you, who's blowing the wind in your sails, who's going with you. And it really makes it a very difficult time sometimes. So I came up with a list of things to do and not do, add and take away from your Fridays. You don't have to do all of these, but here's a list of things that I want to make sure that you do the same thing that I do, so you have next level Fridays. So here we go. First one is, and this was one of the things, no difficult meetings on Fridays. Plan them for Thursdays, plan them for Mondays, do them any other day, but Friday just lines you up to make sure, and they say eat that frog, but you know what? If you have hard things then you're on Friday, then you're just kind of dreading the whole week. You make sure that you have a hard time, so don't do hard meetings on Fridays if you can help it. All these things are caveated, if you can help it. So I want to make sure that you're focusing on, when you're setting up your calendar, don't have difficult meetings. Don't plan them. It doesn't mean that they're not going to happen, but don't plan difficult meetings for Fridays. The next one is, and this is Fridays, unless you need the money in your bank account today, do not chase clients for money. Do not pay bills on Friday unless you have to pay them. Set it up so that happens during the week. So you're not worried about money going out, money coming in, getting all that stuff out of the way. Don't do that. Don't do client appraisals on Friday. Employee appraisals on Friday. Don't do those things, because sometimes, even though some of them are great, some of them can be really hectic, and they make sure that people, they're dreading them too. They're having a hard time. So no difficult meetings, no employee meetings. Make sure that you're not paying bills or chasing bills on a Friday. Okay, on a Friday, take a walk. Doesn't matter unless you're like my wife and you're from Alaska and it's snowing outside, but you can take a walk inside of a building. Take a walk. Put your headphones on. Take a walk. Be inside your own brain. Listen to Headspace. Do something that makes it so that you are inside your own space for 15 minutes. It could be in the morning, could be during the day, but make sure you're staying active. We've all got Fitbits these days, or Apple Watches, or whatever else it is, or most of us do, but some of us don't like to be told. But it just reminds us. It gets us moving. It's that one little Pavlovian thing that says, hey, you know what? I should go out and do this. It's that dinner bell that makes us salivate. But those walking and getting up and being a little bit more engaged makes it better for everybody. The more you can just pull yourself out of something and get back into it. And all of these things, as I said at the beginning, are caveated on. If you have to do something, definitely make sure that you focus on that part, but don't overdo it. The next one is, I want you to send an encouraging or an introducing email to somebody. Encouraging, you did great this week. Here's some things that you did, Bill. Here's some things that you did, Jane. And this is really good. I really found that this was an amazing thing. Here's this. Or, Jane, I would like to introduce you to Bill. He has a company that will definitely change your life. So here's this, and here's why Bill should do that. Don't just say, here's Bill and he's got a great business. You say, Jane, here's, after our discussions last week, here's 2 things that I think that Bill's company are going to be able to help you do. So this is your networking. This is also that encouraging bit that says if you've got a mentee, if you've got somebody in your company and you just say, you know what, thank you so much. You did this so well this week. Here's one little video that will help you out and make sure that everything is going well for you. Here is this thing. You'll make yourself feel so much better. And now I want you to also look at 3 things that made this week scream. So I want you to write a list. Remember, this is not everything to do all at once, but I want you to take something out of this. Write a list of 3 things that made this week scream, that made this week amazing. This week, I met an amazing actor and, member of parliament. It was phenomenal. I met somebody that is doing huge amounts of tech in Israel and Egypt and Jordan. I also met 3 people that are actually really, really amazing when it comes to the world of entertainment and travel. I met somebody that was part of the Formula One teams. It's just awesome. It was a week, one of those weeks. But like I told you, the week ended in a weird note, and I didn't want it to end that way after a phenomenal week. So I came back to you to say, let's have some next level Fridays. So we've sent that 3 things that made this week amazing. And now I want to talk about you adding in, calendarizing, diarizing, doing something that says, I'm going to have a coffee or a lunch with somebody really cool on a Friday so that you're looking forward to it. Really cool. I love my mentor, Stephen Carl. I'm having a phone call with Tim Noonan, one of my other mentors back in the States, Coach Steve Moore. Getting somebody in the diary to make sure that I am talking to somebody that at the end of the week, I'm saying, you know what, I'm looking forward to the end of this week so that I can get powered up, get energized, get ready to go, and make sure that I can make it out alive into the weekend so that I can be revved up, hang out with the family, and then focus back on Monday. So if you can make your week amazing throughout this whole time frame, and you know that Friday is going to be so cool, why wouldn't you want to just fly through the week and make it amazing so that you can come to Friday, write down lists of things that you've done, people that you've met, lives that you've changed, the bills that you've already collected so you don't have to do them now, all in, and Friday becomes a free day. It becomes that next level changer for you. Now it becomes a next level changer for your business. And here's something else that we're going to do to change your business. So now that you've got your Fridays a little bit free, a little bit more energized, ready to go, list of things that you did this week that are amazing, I want you to look at your business and look at one thing, make a list, but you're going to choose off of this list of one thing that you can add that will create more revenue. It could be a different product. It could be a different service. It could be getting rid of some clients. It could be picking up some new clients, adding on a consultancy, adding on a introducer, adding on something else that's out there for you to change your business. So I want you to make a list of 3 to 5 things. I always love 3s. 3 to 5 things that say, you know what? I am going to be able to add this on next week or fairly soon, either through my website, through phone calls, adding it on to an additional service for clients. But here's a revenue source that I want to add on starting next week. If you do this once a month, by the end of the year, you will have at least 10 to 12 things that you will have added on to either add value to your clients so you can keep them, add it on so that there's extra revenue in your business, or add it on so that you can bump some of the things that are not making you as much money in your business that you might not have to do if you had more money from other things. You could let your clients or your competitors have some of those other little things, and you could keep the big stuff that you want to actually work on. So I want to make sure that you're walking into this weekend saying, thank you so much for all the stuff that you did for yourself and your clients, because at the center of your universe is you. And the more abundance you can feel, the more you're going to be able to deliver to your family, to your friends, to your clients, to your employees, all the people around you. Those are the ones that are depending on you and depending on you to be full of energy, drive, love, happiness, all those amazing things. So I want you to, before the day is over, find a mantra. Go onto Pinterest, go onto Facebook, go onto something, find a mantra. You can look up brainy quotes. You can look up all these different things and go out there and find one thing that makes you feel like, you know what? That is me. That is what I'm going to do next week. And if you get this right, you can have the same mantra every week, but you just remind yourself on Friday, here's exactly what it happens. Like every day in every way, I am getting stronger and stronger. Or if you're not into mantras, if you think they're hocus pocus, get yourself a song, get yourself a quote from a movie, get something in your head that says, you know what? This makes me feel powerful. This makes me feel like I want to feel every day. And then I can take that and I want to make my clients feel like this. I want to make my employees feel like this. I want to make my community feel like this. I want to make sure that it all comes together. And at Grow, Sell, and Retire, this is the thing that I find the hardest. And I want to hope that you can actually do this better than I do. Because I'm sitting here on a Saturday doing a podcast because I needed to get this off my chest. So when you've done all of this stuff, and remember, I'm BD Dalton from the Grow, Sell, and Retire podcast. I've written a book called Grow, Sell, and Retire. I've written a book called True Gravity. I'm now in one that's called Retire and Inspire 1. So if you want to find those all on Amazon, they're all out there. I've got my next one coming. It's in my head, but it's got to come out. It's like Pandora's box. It's coming out. But what I want you to do, and we're going to do something really tricky here, but at the end of this is what I want you to do on your Friday when you've done all the stuff that I've gone through and I've told you about, making lists, keep sending out emails, encouraging people, finding that mantra, finding that song. What I want you to do is I want you to switch off because it's the weekend. Over and out. BD, Grow, Sell, and Retire podcast. Switch off.
Thanks for joining us on Grow, Sell, and Retire. For more information, tools, or to book one of our team members to work with your team, business, or to speak at your event or conference, visit bartdaltonconsulting.com or email contact@bartdaltonconsulting.com. Buy the book True Gravity on Amazon. If you want to work for the rest of your life, that is your business. If you don't, that is ours.